every diet in the book, you exercise 80 times a week and still can't seem to cut the pounds in half. Our next guest says no need to worry. You can gain the body you've always dreamed of without surgery, and you can also do it without having to go under that knife, right? Here to explain, please welcome back cosmetic surgeon Dr. James Kern with Image Enhancement Center. Good morning. Dr. Kern, so when it comes to, as a plastic surgeon, there's losing weight, and then there's losing those stubborn areas where no matter how much exercise you do, you can't spot reduce. It's just kind of where the fat settles in your body, right?
Indeed, that's true.
All right. So,
especially with age.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Why'd you look at me like when you said, okay? But yes, and so it's just kind of how the body is made there. And we used to do liposuction, and liposuction is still something that can be effective in removing that fat. However, this is laser lipo. What's the difference?
The difference, routine liposuction is simply making a relatively large incision, putting in a tube and sucking out chunks of fat. Laser liposuction, we work through much smaller openings, about 1/16 of an inch. We use the heat from the laser to kill the fat cells and liquefy the fat.
And the fat cell is really kind of a weak cell anyway, right?
Yes,
so when you say laser, it's not like you're damaging any other tissue.
No, no, we're not damaging it at all. But we liquefy this, so of course we can bring it out through the little tiny hole and using little tiny tubes that we put in.
And again, this is not weight reduction, but it is we use the word contouring because again, it is taking those areas like if you have, like we're looking at right here, a lot of women have that bulge in the stomach that doesn't go away, especially after having children, and so you can take out that bulge of fat right there in that localized area. So local anesthesia versus sedation is something more people are comfortable with as well.
Yes, indeed. What we call tumescent anesthesia. We take bags of normal saline, salt water that are neutral to your body, and we put in the medication lidocaine, which your dentist uses also. Basically, it numbs the areas where we're working.
All right. So then when we go in, there's no scarring with this particular procedure. As you mentioned, you're not doing those bigger incisions like you would do with lipo.
Tiny little opening that I make with a needle.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right. So you destroyed that fat with the laser. Is that fat cell like gone for good?
The fat cell is completely eliminated. It's gone for good.
Yeah. They're like, we love that, right?
Now, one other advantage that the smart lipo has, the heat that we're using to eliminate the fat cells underneath your skin helps contract the collagen in your skin. So it gives you a jump start on tightening the skin down to the new shape.
Because that's another concern we see when people lose a certain amount of fat in a certain area, that the skin can be lax, especially when you're older.
Yeah, and so you want to tighten that skin down to the new shape.
All right, so you wear a garment to kind of compress things for about how long?
That is a secondary one. I know, as I tell my patients, I know on the internet it says, oh, you only have to wear it about 2 weeks. I recommend that the patients wear it 24 hours a day for about 2 weeks. Then for another 2 to 3 weeks that they wear it just during the daytime.
Yeah. All right. So when this fat is laser lipoed, is it something that's sucked out at that time, or is this fat that just kind of exits through your system?
We suck it out. Now, I am told in countries in Europe like France that the doctors will simply kill the fat cells and let the body eliminate it. But we are a little bit more obsessive compulsive. We like to suck the fat out, which has two advantages. One, the people that are interested, and there are a few, I can literally lift up the tube and show them the fat leaving their body.
Because they're awake at the time, right?
And it goes into a clear container. So as I'm doing this process, I can look at the container and see exactly how much fat I'm taking out of this individual.
All right, there's another thing that's happened in plastic surgery fairly recently that I'm so happy about, because when I was little, they go, oh, your booty is big. And now everyone wants one. Thank you, Kim Kardashian, right? But you can do the Brazilian butt lift.
Basically, there is a way of taking out the fat. Now, we do not use the laser because the laser kills the fat cells. We use a little bit different process that uses a spray of fluid to knock the fat cells loose, and then suction takes them out. It goes through a container that basically holds the fat cells and the associated adult stem cells. The liquid continues down the tube. So as we fill this container, we have the ladies that assist me will draw up the fat. Ultimately, they will give me a bowl, or very often more than a bowl, full of syringes about the size of my finger. Yeah. And I will take each one of these and under the skin in the buttocks, or I can do it in the breast also, make a little line after line of little dollops of fat.
And you can just craft a little, like rounded little...
Indeed. Add volume.
And then you can start making $70 million a year like Kim Kardashian. Okay, and I want to round out with air-shaped lipo. What is that?
Okay, air-shaping lipo is basically a combination of techniques. It involves using the laser, like regular laser liposuction, what they call smart liposuction. But instead of just using suction to suction out all this eliminated fat, we will use what they call a tickle lipo, which has a long thin tube that vibrates and shakes the fat loose. We will use the tickle lipo to suction out that fat. So basically the combination of the two help take out more fat than we would otherwise. Plus, it helps smooth areas, make them nicer, more contoured.
I feel like a size 2 right now after talking to you about it. But the cool thing about this is that when you go to a professional, you can determine what someone needs for that particular area of their body. All right, Dr. Kern, thank you very much. Image Enhancement Center is hosting a patient seminar on Thursday, October 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Woodway Drive location. Mention Great Day Houston, and you get 20% off your procedure. 20% off. To book an appointment, here's the number at 713-77-IMAGE. 713-77-IMAGE. That works out to be 713-774-6243. 713-774-6243. And for more information, visit smartliposuctionhouston.com.